Marge was drawn to a tiny mystery box at a booth, and the vendor even threw in a bottle of special polish for free. Meanwhile, Homer was too busy mocking a guy with a weird haircut, only to find out it was Abe and his new girlfriend Blythe. They'd been dating for 6 months and had even told Homer, but as usual, he never listened. The two had met at the retirement home and unexpectedly hit it off. Things got serious enough that they decided to move in together. Homer and the family even went to visit Blythe's place, where they met her adopted son Calvin. Homer noticed Abe and Calvin were really close, which he couldn't stand, so he started nitpicking everything Calvin did, especially when Calvin helped Abe with his eye drops, which temporarily blurred Abe's vision. Back at home, Homer spent 3 straight days ranting, until he suddenly developed an allergic reaction to the polish. Now he had no choice but to stay at Blythe's house. Calvin welcomed him, but Abe's bond with Calvin kept getting under Homer's skin. Things escalated until Homer and Calvin got into a full-blown argument, which quickly turned into an all-out fight. The two basically declared war on each other, pulling every dirty trick they could, completely ignoring each other's well-being, but Calvin was clearly better at it. Even during a ride to drop Calvin off somewhere, they kept arguing. When Homer mocked one of Calvin's taxidermy specimens, Calvin stormed off to Moe's to vent, where he learned that pretty much everyone had a messed up family dynamic. Meanwhile, Homer lashed out at Calvin's hat, which led to a mix-up when half-blind Abe mistook Homer for Calvin and actually complimented him. Feeling defeated, Homer told Calvin that Abe hated him, so Homer asked Calvin to pretend to be him for a while. That gave Calvin a front-row seat to Abe's true personality. Calvin then gave Homer some advice. And at the upcoming specimen contest, just as the winner was about to be announced, Homer showed up with his own creation. Abe instinctively mocked it, but with a little nudging from the crowd, he finally began to understand how Homer felt. And Homer realized Abe wasn't some deeply complicated guy. He was just a jerk, plain and simple. In the end, Blythe dumped Abe anyway.